All right, we'll get started with Zach McKinstry. That's the lead off. Evan? All right, we'll go in the front to Evan.
Hey, Zach, just some hours before a Game 5, does it feel normal, or are there some nerves right now?
It feels normal. Kind of like a normal playoff game. Just get to feel, we kind of get here early and just get your body ready to go and just make sure you feel loose and, just trying to feel 100%.
We'll go over here with Chris.
We talked to you all year about, your attitude and mindset about just do something to help the team every game, right? Regardless of what the cumulative stats are. You must feel pretty good about your contributions. Like the three things that you did big have all been like kind of game winners in winning games. So how are you feeling about your performance through this stretch?
Yeah, it's been good. Have the ups and downs, just like every season. It's been a lot of fun, and there's been some angry moments, but just taking it all in and enjoying it, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of the big wins, and it's been a fun playoff so far.
Go to Jeff in the middle.
One cleat at a time.
Tie one cleat at a time.
In that first game here, you guys had a bunch of strikeouts, and you guys have reduced since. But how do you do that? Or is it approach? Is it mindset? Is it what?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen these guys in a while. Don't really know the bullpen as well as we knew Cleveland or some in the past. And, just trying to see what they're doing to you, trying to see how they attack you, and maybe a little aggressive, trying to play, trying to do a little too much. And, we cut back on that a little bit, watching other games in the playoffs, watching how pitchers are throwing, and what they're trying to do is, they're getting ahead and kind of going away from the zone. So, just staying focused and, just trying to have good at-bats.
And one last big picture type question. When you guys were struggling and the wins were really tough to come by, as well as some of the times it's happened in the playoffs where your backs are against the wall, how does AJ help you clear your head or get you in the right mindset? Yeah,
I think it's just a whole team thought process there, just keeping each other up, and just knowing that you're going to go up there, you're going to get another chance, and you're gonna have to be able to make the most of it and just kind of wash away what kind of happened in the past. And AJ's always just calm, cool, and collected. So throughout the game, you never really see any emotion come out of him, and just staying calm, cool, and collected, and just taking every opportunity for what it is.
Go over here on the right, Jason.
Zach, how much, if at all, do you think the way you guys play during the season, with pinch hitters, with guys pitching in different spots of a game, how much do you think that prepares you guys for scenarios like this game where a lot of unpredictable things can happen?
Yeah, definitely. We do it all year. So, AJ's going to put us in the right spot, and we got to just rely on that. And, if I get pinch hit for it tonight, it'll probably be Andy Ibanez. And, I'm going to be the first guy on the step rooting him on. I've done it all year. I think he's a great hitter. He hits lefties really well. And, I feel like that's the same for everybody. Colt Keith with Jahmai Jones and things like that. We're going to root on that guy, and we know that they're going to give it their all and go out there and compete and do what they can. And then exactly with the pitching staff, guys are going to come in different situations. Finnegan's been throwing early against leverage hitters, and we're just going to trust him in those if it's early. Hopefully it's not, but we got Scoob on the mound tonight, so. We're just going to trust what AJ does.
And on a different note, I know you talked during the year about working with a travel ball team in Washington State. How did that come about, and have you had a chance to connect with that team during this series?
I have not had a chance. My agent kind of runs the facility, and it's super cool. A lot of the guys that work there I've hung out with, spent a lot of time with, and it's a lot of fun to just hang out and talk to those guys that kind of run the organization, and they're the coaches of the teams, and they just kind of spitfire at me and just kind of ask questions, and we have a lot of fun talking baseball.
Go to Evan.
To build on what you had said about the trust in each other, right? Pinch hitters, guys coming in, regardless of what inning it is. What gives you the trust in each other on this team?
Yeah, just I feel like, everybody's trying to do their best, and we see that, and the work they do before the game, the work that they do after the game, and just all the in between, the way they go about their business. It's great and second to none, and that's why we are where we are.
And then to Jeff's question about AJ and kind of what he does, he had mentioned after you guys clinched that you guys stayed together even during that rough stretch towards the end of the season. How did you guys stay together? How did you guys stay connected? Like, what does that actually look like on a day-to-day basis when you guys are with each other so often?
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of guys stand up and just be able to bring us all together, and just making sure that, hard times make for easy times, I feel like, and you really figure out who you are as a person, as a team when you go through those hard times, and it brings you closer together, and that's the only people you can really rely on in that situation is the other 25, 26 guys in the locker room at the time, and just kind of fall back on them and just rely on them to kind of pick the team up and get going.
Go run your right to Chris.
You've been in a few of these elimination games now, going back to last year even. What's the trick, or how can you play free? Like, just go out there and play. There's so much riding on it.
Yeah, so I think about it as like, I was watching out the window today, and I see a few like seagulls fly over the bus. It's just like they're flying. They were meant to fly, right? I'm a baseball player. I was meant to go out there and play baseball. So just go out there and do what you're made to do and enjoy it.
Go to Cody on the left. Go back to Evan.
The Seagulls thing is kind of interesting. Is that just like, do you do that often? Like, just pick something and you're like, oh wow, like it's fascinating.
It's biblical. Like, God feeds the birds. He's gonna provide for us, kind of thing.
Now we'll go to Cody.
So, did you say you were on the bus, or where were you when you were watching the seagulls?
Yeah, there's a couple of seagulls that flew over us on the bus. I was just kind of looking out the window and enjoying the view of Seattle and the water and the two stadiums right next to each other. It's a beautiful sight. So just enjoying it and taking it all in, and just enjoying God's creation.
Anything else for Zach? All right, Zach, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right, we start with AJ. Go to Chris. Where's our mic guy? Talk really loud.
AJ, how much the way you guys played all year? Yeah. And you always talk about the randomness of Game 5s, Game 7s. How much did you playing all year like this help you?
Yeah. Well, I think we're used to a little bit of chaos. I think you want us. If you have to pinch hit early in the game, like we've done it. If you want, using your whole roster, we've done it. If you want a bullpen game, we've done it. If you want, your starting pitcher to pitch a complete game, we've done it. I mean, it's, I think we've played every style of game that you can play. And so when you get to these, unpredictable games of elimination and the opportunity to move on, it really doesn't change a ton. You may see the back end of our pen in the middle of the game. You might not see them until their standard roles, and our guys will be fine either way. I know we're going to lean heavily on Tarek today, but we're going to need a lot of guys to do well, to do this right and put ourselves in a position to win the game in advance, and we're equipped to do that.
Cody?
AJ, what do you do in the couple hours leading up to the game time? Do you still have preparation? Or are you having conversations? Or are you just ready to get it going?
Yeah, so that's been one of the hardest things during the playoffs in my career has been, my mind is always going. I'm always looking at different things. There's always video to watch and situations to study. But you get into the playoffs and everything's center focused on now. Like I don't even want to think about the possibility of the next series because that series isn't guaranteed. So all attention goes to this matchup. Now you get to Game 5 where we've played 4, different games, but yet a lot of similarities within that game. There's only so much you can really look at. So I was up early this morning, do my normal routine, head to a local coffee shop and set up shop and start watching our games that we played, so far this series. And then now it's just, checking in on the guys. I went for a walk throughout the stadium to get a little bit of a vibe feel and just get the clock moving fast so that we can start the game. The anticipation's real. So you just stay with your normal routine the best you can. A little harder in the playoffs.
Go to Evan.
Have you gotten a chance to see Tarek yet today, and kind of what's his demeanor like, and then what are your expectations for him in this one?
He'll surprise nobody that knows Tarek to know he's ready. He's the same guy, every start, and I appreciate that about him. He's a man of routine, but he's also a very approachable pitcher on the day that he pitches. In Game 5 in the ALDS is no different. So he's, obviously the bus times have been similar how they would be on a normal game time. The pregame routines have been the same. He'll go out to get his warm-up in, and he'll be ready to go. So he's as competitive as they get. But for a pitcher who's as dominant as he's been throughout, the last couple of seasons specifically, he's remarkably consistent in his demeanor. And I love that it's the same today.
Go to JP in the back.
AJ, you mentioned your morning routine and going to the coffee shop. I wonder whether it's here or anywhere else. I mean, you're a pretty recognizable guy, so I'm guessing there are some fans either of the Tigers or other teams that might stop by and offer you some insight, suggestions, or conversation. Do you have any favorite stories about that?
Well, the Tiger fans offer me coffee. The opposing teams do not. So, but yeah, I have a lot of banter throughout my time at these places, and always good. I think it's always fun, and it's funny, in Detroit, I do it every day almost, and there's so many fans that are invested in what we're doing. So I get a good feel for, the fan base and what, kind of attention we're bringing to that group and what they want. I mean, they want us so badly to win and continue this, this season and this run in the playoffs. So, there's been a couple complimentary coffees. There's also been a couple of, free suggestions on who to use and how to use them, but it's all in good fun, and I love that so many of our fans are invested in the game.
And I just have one baseball question on Glaber and his at-bats. What have you noticed in this postseason where it seems like it's an even higher level of focus from him?
Yeah, I mean, he's so good at knowing the strike zone. He's one of the players, when he complains about ball strike with the umpire, I believe him, because he's so good at pitch recognition and knowing what's a strike and what's a ball. And I love that the backside homer was awesome. The backside base hit is awesome. He lets the ball travel. He has a plan. And one of the things that I think young hitters can learn from somebody like Glaber is to trust your plan and execute your plan. And if that means taking a strike that you can't hit, cool. If that means being super aggressive, that's great too. But I've noticed a calmness to him, which comes with experience in the postseason, experience in the World Series, experience playing in tough markets and tough environments, and he's remarkably consistent, and it starts with knowing the strike zone.
Go right here, Don.
AJ, we talked with Zach a little bit about team chemistry and how, toward the end of the year when things were tough, the guys kind of pulled together rather than separated. How special is that? That doesn't seem like something you can coach into a player. What about your team's chemistry?
Well, I think first off, we've experienced a lot of highs together, and that certainly builds a strength and a bond together. And when times are tough, a team that stays together is super dangerous because that means you're going to come out of it, and it means you have the resolve and the backing of one another. And whether it's early in the season, we don't hit, but we pitch. The pitchers don't turn on the hitters, or vice versa. The pitchers had a little bit of a rough spell, and the hitters were hitting. The hitters don't get mad at the pitchers, and that bond is real, and it has to be earned. You can't bestow it on it from my desk or from the coaching staff, but you can support it by letting the guys be themselves, and then it naturally matures. But I think the experience that this club has had, this season, oftentimes we look at maybe the downside, the last month plus of the season, or the grind to not win the division but make the playoffs. That there's some good times mixed in there too that strengthen that bond, and we rely on those just as much as we do the times we struggle.
Anybody else ready to go back to JP and left?
Thanks. AJ, you spoke very eloquently before the series about Raleigh and what you've seen from him. In series, any other subtleties that you've picked up about his game and just what's made him such a great player?
Yeah, so I mean, yes, I'm glad this is the last game I have to deal with Cal, because he's a real threat from both sides of the plate. But I think his ability to to stay in the moment is different than others around the league. His ability to separate offense and defense is elite. He is getting, beat up by these balls in the dirt, and he just asks for more. He is obviously hits in the first inning. So when we were at home, I was watching his routine as to when he leaves the starting pitcher to come in to get ready for his at-bat, which is like the official changeover from the defensive mindset to the offensive mindset. I mean, I watch everything this guy does because he's put together a historic season, even amongst the expectations rising. So he, obviously would love to have him a quiet night. I'll congratulate him on his season at the end of the game, but I have a lot of respect for the way he goes about it, not just what he does. The homers, the durability, the constantly in the lineup speaks for itself, but the way he does it, I think garners the respect he deserves.
Anybody else for AJ? All right, AJ, thanks for coming in.
You got it.